Alright folks, so first of all, pardon my nasally voice. I have a bit of a cold and I usually don't get sick that often, but I think this week with the Less Shitty spring restock and just kind of packing orders and just being so hectic, it just kind of all added up, and now we're here. Made myself some trusty soybean paste stew. It honestly just tastes so healing, you know? Also, shimizu mushrooms are the most adorable mushrooms. But yeah, because of how busy I was with Less Shitty this week, as well as this cold, I wasn't really able to go out and about and vlog. Today we're just gonna do a chill sit-down Q&A and just chat. Hi, sleepy puppy. Oh, big stretch, big stretch. Jasper's cute little new toy, so squeaky, look at this. Also, thank you for everyone that supported the restock of the Slower Sunday mugs. Sold out again for the second time. If you're interested in a restock, stay tuned. What a great shape. So cute. Okay, I've yet to look at any of these questions, so it's just gonna be off the top of my head. Off the top of my head? Yeah. You guys ever go for hikes considering that you live in Vancouver? You know, I always say, I wanna do more hikes this summer. I wanna do more hikes when the weather gets nicer. But I've been saying that for the past 2 years. But I do think this summer will be a little bit different because me personally, although I enjoy hiking from time to time, it's not like a hobby of mine. It's more of like a social aspect. Like I'll do it with friends, go on a hike. And now that we have more friends who enjoy hiking, it seems a bit more likely rather than like picking up hiking as a hobby, especially because there are so many great trails like just outside of the city. I feel like I need to this year, okay? Any plans on buying a home? Not anytime soon. If you saw the video where I talk about the reason why we moved and the whole like rent to own program that didn't really work for us. For myself and eventually Ryan, we would rather invest in our businesses and kind of invest that way rather into our home, because I feel like, you know, both are investments and yeah, they're just different, I guess, methods. And I recently had a talk with my friend about this, but a lot of the people that are currently buying homes in Vancouver, if not everyone, has had help from their parents in some capacity, right? So whether it's them going in on a house with them or them providing a bit of the down payment, whatever it is, everyone is getting assistance from their parents, and that's just not an option for me. Not only am I not able to get financial help from my parents, but I am financially helping them. So it's like this additional barrier, and it's not like I'm bitter or jealous towards the people who have had financial assistance from their parents, because if I was in that situation, 100% I would want that assistance as well, but it's just not reality for me right now, and I would much rather focus on my business so that eventually I can, you know, buy property, etc. Jasper was having a dream. How did you come up with the idea of Less Shitty? So my formal educational background is in kinesiology. I used to work as a trainer, and I would work with a variety of different clientele, mainly general population, like people who wanted to lose weight, tone, etc. You know, as I was working with my clients, it became very clear that exercise was just a very small component of wellness, especially just even chatting with my clients. You know, we would talk about their stress management, their work, their family life. It essentially became this like almost therapist role. And exercise, yes, is a component of wellness, but there are so many different pillars of wellness that, you know, deserves equally as much focus, if not more focus. It's kind of also what shifted my content on YouTube from just being like exercise videos to more wellnessy vlogs, which the technical category will be like self-help videos. But it's just not the, you know, the term that I would use. My vlogs are very casual, very laid back. It's just like if I were talking to a friend. If a friend wanted to focus on any of these like pillars of wellness, I would just tell them, instead of trying to be perfect or 100% at one of these aspects, just try and be less shitty. And that's where it comes from. What was it like coming out to your parents? Have I ever answered this? I think so, I did. I didn't formally ever come out to them. I just said I was dating a guy. And it wasn't great. My parents didn't handle it well, but you know, we had distance. You know, they were in my hometown, I was in Vancouver, we had our space. And you know, all I'm gonna say is that it takes time. And if you're thinking of coming out to your parents, just make sure that you are financially independent and just be able to create that space for yourself. And I've mentioned this like advice before, and people have commented like, oh, don't be so pessimistic and blah blah blah, but like that is the reality. I feel like growing up there were so many of these like videos that were like emotional, mom responds so well, dad like hugs, and it's just like it's okay, blah blah blah. And every time I saw those videos, especially as a kid, I'm like, okay, of course they could come out. They're like an attractive white guy, captain of the football team, whatever. And yeah, I did the same thing with her friends too. I didn't do like a formal coming out party or coming out at all. I just said, hey, I'm dating someone, and they're a guy. And that was that. And honestly, I think the more chill you are with your coming out, the more chill the responses are going to be. So it just depends, on your situation. What is your purpose in life? I don't fucking know. That is way too deep. What's one thing you love about Ryan? My favorite thing is that he is genuinely a kind person. Like, he is a good person. He may be a little bit socially awkward. He may do stupid shit from time to time, but to his core, he is a good person. And I honestly don't know if I can say the same thing to myself. I think after watching Beef on Netflix, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. The beginning is really slow and we kind of took our time with it. The last like 3 episodes, it picks up, and how they just capture the Asian American experience is just so spot on. But yeah, what was the question? Oh yeah, my favorite thing about Ryan. Yeah, he's a good guy. What's something different you would do with Less Shitty, knowing what you know now? I would do almost everything differently, I think. But I think the big thing is having one standout product that differentiates you in some capacity from other brands. And it doesn't have to be 100% completely unique, but something that is, a little bit more interesting. I think I started with kind of athleisure wear because, Less Shitty, the brand, the clothing brand, started in 2020 in the midst of the pandemic. This was me after I graduated from kinesiology, only wearing athleisure, working as a trainer, only wearing athleisure, and then going into the pandemic, only wearing athleisure. It makes sense that I wanted to make athleisure. That's just true to me at that time. But now, as I'm kind of, exploring with my style a bit more elevated, classic, more drapey silhouettes, it's just not what I'm interested in anymore. So I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been like a very gentle but noticeable shift. And I think having that standout product would be awesome. But something I wouldn't do differently, and something I'm very proud of that I did with Less Shitty, is that I just had a very strong understanding of my messaging and what my brand was about, in its core, that I think helped me kind of carry through the pandemic, and just kind of, I feel like now we're just kind of getting the hang of things, and now things are kind of rolling a little bit. Yeah, lots I would have done differently, but live and you learn. That's just how it goes. How do you deal with hate comments? How does Ryan feel about it? And does it affect your relationships? I do get quite a few hate comments, especially on TikTok, about race, and I guess kind of very like misogynistic comments and kind of like white supremacy, and like comments saying like, oh, he's eventually gonna find a different, younger, hotter guy. Everyone starts off with Asians and blah blah blah. Like, and as much as I want to say that it doesn't affect me, of course it does. I see it. It doesn't directly affect me, but I think it kind of accumulates. And Ryan doesn't see it. Like, he sees it when I post about it. So I try not to bring it up because it's really not anything that he has control over. But I think I just kind of came to terms that, it's just part of the job, a shitty part of the job. And it shouldn't happen, but it does happen. And, I'm putting myself out there, and there are gonna be trolls, there are gonna be haters, and they're gonna say whatever they want to say. People are saying like, oh, don't stitch this comment, like, don't give them exposure. But if I give them exposure, my videos get exposure. I get comments, I get increased viewership. Of course, I don't do it very often, but from time to time, I think it's fun to call out the haters. But most of the times, I will just simply block them. There's a lot of comments on here asking if we ship to their country. We ship worldwide. Thoughts on open relationships? I think if it works for you, it works for you. Keep doing it. But for me, I don't think it will, because, one person, just myself is enough. trying to get my shit together, but then building a life with another human being already a lot, and I just couldn't imagine adding a third person to that mix. So I don't know, maybe I'm being close-minded, but I think for me right now, it's enough for me, babes. Okay, I think I'm gonna end it off at this question, and it is favorite interior plant. Let me show you. So first up, this is the burgundy rubber plant. Just look how stunning and just like, wow. Oop, hold on, let me just, there we go. The color, how dark of a green it is, stunning. And then this is the Ficus Audrey. I mean, just look at these leaves. Like, they look like cartoon leaves. Wow. But yeah, folks, I think that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you for understanding on why there wasn't a vlog this week. Your boy's gonna recover quick and we'll be back to regular programming. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Oh wait, but actually, before you go, let me show you some of the recent pickups from the Sephora sale. So these are my two favorites that I picked up from the sale. The first one is this Flesh Balm cheek color from Merit Beauty. Just a really nice natural blush. It's in the shade Beverly Hills. I use the Merit lip oil all the time. And just look at these rosy cheeks. Next one is this lip balm from NARS, the Afterglow lip balm. It's like a brownish color, but it has just a tiniest little bit of tint. I mean, just look at these lips. Alright folks, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and remember to be less shitty.